Whoa, look how close I am to the camera. What is up, YouTube? I I promised myself that I was gonna make a YouTube video this weekend, and it is currently Saturday at like 11 something at night. I just got out of watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 a second time because my friend Brody hasn't seen it yet, but he saw it today and he liked it. So I went and saw that with them. We went to the 7:50 p.m. showing, so we got out of that movie super late. I just got home, and I'm not gonna have any. I'm not gonna have any time tomorrow to do to make a YouTube video and upload it. So I gotta make this now. But anyways, the whole purpose of this video is just to like talk about like the past like few days. It is currently what, May 20th, 2023, and this past like since Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, and today, Saturday, these past 3 days have been like the most fun days I have had in my life for like a while, right? Um, of course, we got news earlier this week that Governor Greg Gianforte of Montana has signed the bill that is going to ban TikTok in the state of Montana, right? Big quotation marks. And because of that, and because nobody lives here, right, to like, give people an insight as to what it's like, tons of news articles and news stations reached out to me and they had me do all these interviews. If you follow my TikTok and my Instagram or you're on my Snapchat, you definitely know that I've been doing those interviews and everything. And let me tell you, holy fuck, were those interviews fun. Oh my gosh, were they super enjoyable. I had a blast doing all those interviews. Sure, even though it was like really busy on Thursday from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., I was constantly on the phone with people, doing voice recordings, doing voice memos, typing out answers and stuff, being on the phone, like, with them hitting me with questions or doing Zoom calls that would go on TV. It was so fun. Also, while trying to balance work at like the same time. So like I was working, but like also like talking to folks and stuff like that, which I thought was like super neat and everything. But it's really cool to use my title of the unofficial ambassador for the state of Montana and like actually put it to use because I know a lot of those media stations reached out to me, especially not because of just like my TikTok fame, but because when they're trying to like find TikTok creators in the state of Montana, they literally just like go into Google and type, Montana TikTok. And since I post videos about Montana all the time, it was like my face would come up first for like most of them. And they're like, oh, fuck yeah, let's get this knucklehead, right? Um, so I don't know. I had such a fun past 3 days. So I wanted to share that with y'all and talk about how cool it is and how cool I'm feeling and how I hope this keeps going. This euphoric state. I think I still have some other interviews set up. It sounds like CNN wants to do an in-person interview, and so does Washington Post, if I remember that correctly. I think it's Washington Post is the other one. But those will come in like however long, right? Um, I think the CNN fellow is going to reach out to me later this week, this next coming week, right? And so I hope that happens because they want to fly him out to here in Montana so he can do a one-on-one. And I think that'll be super cool. Me and my friends have joked about that we have my friend Chuck and my friend Colby go on the interviews with me, and they have Colby go on as my biggest hater, but then Chuck goes on as my biggest fan, and then they fight and they just like do combat. I think that'll be really, I think that'd be really funny. So we got that going. We'll see how that develops. If they don't do an in person interview, then I guess we'll just do an on phone interview because it sounds like the dude still wants to hear my opinion regardless. Um, with all these interviews and everything, I think the worst one I've had, the actually I not even I think I know the worst one I had was with News Nation. That was yesterday. Oh fuck me. Um, that was terrible. Let me tell you about this, right? Let me tell you about it. Um, oh my gosh. So I was at work, right, yesterday. Yesterday was a Friday. And I work from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And I get an Instagram DM from these folks at News Nation, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to be on live TV today. Is that doable?" Hang on one second. I'm putting the phone down. Hang on. What the fuck? Problem solved. Jesus, sorry. The seam to like my, of course I can't show you because it's just my PJs, but I'm wearing these PJs, right? With they got little Boston Terrier dogs on them, and this whole time there has been a string that was like dangling on my belly, like going upwards, and it just felt like something was crawling on me, and like you might have like gathered, I was fidgeting with it, and I was trying to pop the string off, so I just had to finally rip it off. Where was I? Um, Fuck. Okay, News Nation. They were like, "Hey, knucklehead, we want you to be on live TV today. Does that sound good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could probably do it." I'm like, just give me some parameters and everything. I'm like, because I am at work and everything. I'm like, how long is it gonna take? What questions you want to ask, whatever. And they're like, "Oh, it should be like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you're on air." And I'm like, "Oh, easy peasy." I'm like, I can just do that on my break, right? I'll just take a break whenever you guys need me to be on TV. And then I had this lady call me and she asked me some questions and she's like, "You answered the questions well and entertainingly, so yeah, we'll have you on." And I'm like, "Gamer," and it sounded like they really wanted me on. Um, so silly. So all day I'm communicating back and forth, and then they finally comes the hour that they want me on. So I take my break, I go to my truck, and because what it was is when they wanted me on live TV, it was I join a Zoom call, and I on my end is just a regular Zoom call through my phone, but theirs is just straight up broadcasting to live TV, right? That's the other end. And so I go to my truck, right, and they have me log on like 5 minutes prior, and what I had to do already is I had to wear this jacket over my work uniform so that you couldn't see my company logo right here, over my breast, because I just it's like a whole legal thing. I don't really want like I feel like I'm gonna get in like a big amount of trouble if like I have my company logo as like I display what would be political views, and then people are gonna be like, "That company supports this political views. What the fuck?" It's the whole thing, and I don't want to lose my job. So I borrowed my coworker's like jacket, and it was more of like a coat, to be honest. It was this massive, massive jacket. It was super fuzz, like full of fluff and everything, right? Just to keep you warm. And so shout out to Casey for lending that to me. But I wore Casey's jacket over my uniform to cover up the logo, right? And then I got in my truck. And then what I also had to do is I had to turn off my engine and my AC so that there wasn't, any background noise that would be disturbing. And then I also had to roll up my windows because I'm in a grocery store parking lot. And so I am sitting in what now amounted to a 75-degree outside, 1 million degree inside hot box of my Chevy S10. And I had to hold my phone with my right hand the whole time, right? Just like this. So they didn't see any glimpse of my like steering wheel and everything, so it looked all good and all natural. And then we go about doing the thing, right? Oh yeah, here's another kick in the butt, right? About like a few minutes before I went on air, they asked me, they're like, "Hey, we heard that there is like a handful of Montana content creators who are like filing a lawsuit about this whole thing. Are you one of them?" I am not. I am not one of those people that is filing the lawsuit. I did not even get word of it. But I think there's five of them, five, and I don't even know who they are. But they asked me about 5 minutes before I went on. I guess maybe 5 minutes before. Yeah, so like 10 minutes, I guess, before I aired. And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not." And then I hop into the Zoom call, like to finally do the live, and I'm suddenly live to the nation. And I guess I don't know, is it the nation? Doesn't matter. I'm live, and I see at the bottom of my screen it displays the bar of like TikTokers sue um, Montana representative or whatever, and I was like, "Fuck!" Now people think I'm filing the lawsuit right now, and like I'm in no financial state to be filing a lawsuit right now. I got other shit to worry about. So that's goofy. But then this lady asked me a question, and she asked me the question of like, what are you gonna do when it gets banned, right? And I had to clarify. I'm like, A, I don't really think it's gonna get banned. B, it's gonna like probably get, honest to God, it's probably gonna get delayed, right? There's so much stuff that this has to like get worked out. C, even if it does get banned, we don't know how like far they are going with the ban. It sounds like they're gonna try to remove it from app stores, but it's like when they talk about a ban, I don't think they're like really doing an iron fist of like, unable to open TikTok while you are within the Montana political borders. And so I talked about that. And I guess I talked for a bit too long because then she asked me one more question and then I answered that question. Yet again, it was like a broad ranging question, so I had to like narrow it down and talk about it a bit more to like elaborate on like what I think's really going to happen. And then after that second question, the lady's like, "Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Thank you for giving us your time. Have a good rest of your day, whatever." Right? And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "That was just two questions. Oh my gosh, I have like 8 more mental minutes like loaded in the chamber upstairs." I'm like, I gotta decompress. In addition to that, by the end of the second question, like I said, I'm stuck in a fucking hotbox and I'm wearing a massive jacket. Holy shit, you can see like a wave of sweat on my forehead in that goddamn interview. Holy balls, holy balls. And then so I was like super flustered and everything, and she's like, "Yeah, thank you for giving us your time today." And I meant to say one of two things. I meant to say either, thank you for having me or glad to be on the show. However, my brain had fucked up and said, glad to have me too. And then I went, what? To myself. And then it ended. Holy fuck, what an awful. Oh my God. My grandma gave me some encouraging words that she thinks it didn't make it in to like the live because there's like always an 8-second delay. So she hopes it got cut. She thinks it got cut. I'm hoping so too, that the whole whoever was watching didn't see me just go, I'm glad to have me too. What? And then just cut. Oh my God. And then it ended and I was like super sweaty. I had to like open my truck door and just like breathe. But then all the people that like, I was texting about like this whole thing when, going on live with them were like, you did great. You did amazing. Good job. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good. And hopefully they aren't lying to me, but hopefully I did good. Oh my God. It was so goofy. So that was, I think the worst one I had. And even then, like the content of what I talked about wasn't terrible. So it's just like that. It was like really awkward and really brief. So that wasn't too bad. But yep, that's how one of those interviews went. We'll see how the next few go, or like how this whole TikTok ban progresses, stuff like that. Um Other than that, this is pretty much just a quick. Oh my God, it's almost 13 minutes. I talk for fucking ever. Talking is one of my favorite things to do. If you guys don't know, if I could talk forever without my like throat rotting or whatever it does, I guess it would just become like sore and then explode and then my head bursts. But if I could talk forever with like no troublesome, I would. I absolutely would. I love talking. But where the fuck was I? Right. Yeah, anyways, this video just kind of serves as like a oh yeah, I just had a pretty cool few past days. Hopefully things are looking up. So because I know my last video I uploaded on YouTube was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Because I still don't really know. Uh I don't know. The lady who did the NPR interview asked me, she's like, what are you gonna do with your life? And I was like, don't ask me that. I don't fucking know. Right now, I'm making rash decisions all the time, and it's not great because I might be an idiot. I think I am being an idiot. Ugh. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see how the next few months progress. So, but that's all. I'm really tired, so I'm gonna hit the hay. So tomorrow can be my first day that I sleep in like a week minimum, week more, however you say it. It's been a week since I think I slept in last. I don't know. I got so much shit to do. Oh my gosh, I have to. I don't even want to talk about it. Oh well, hopefully I can get this uploaded at a good time. So you all have a good rest of your night, or I guess day, whenever you see this. I'm gonna try to do the same. So have fun. Good night, good morning, good evening, what may have you, and Godspeed.